Hey boys and girls, this is Mr. Bell, Mr. Bell's Math. I'm ready to do the next video. This is a video about prime factorization. I'm going to talk to you about PEMDAS. You might be familiar with it. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. There's a couple things you need to remember about that. So let's get started. The video essential question is, how do you use order of operations to simplify expressions, with not only with exponents but just simplify expressions, but exponents are part of it. Okay, you know how to simplify most expressions now using PEMDAS, but now we're going to add the element of exponents. So remember that PEMDAS means that the first thing you want to clear are anything that is a grouping symbol like parentheses. All right, that's going to be the main one you're going to see at this level. Later on you might see brackets and some other things, but parentheses are the main ones you want to focus on. The next thing you're going to do is clear any exponents. Okay, so once you solve anything that's inside a set of parentheses, you're going to solve exponents. Okay, and once you do that, then you work on your multiplication and division, and you work it from left to right. It's not multiplication first, then division. Okay, if multiplication appears on the first in the equation on the left side, then you do the multiplication first. But if division appears first, you do the division first. All right, it's that simple. Whatever appears first, going from the left to the right, like reading a piece of paper, reading a book, you do that first. Okay, whether it's multiplication or division, they're grouped together, but you do whichever one comes first. Same thing with addition and subtraction. You do whichever one comes first, going from left to right. So if I have an addition problem here and a subtraction problem here, I do the addition first, then I do the subtraction. If I have subtraction first and I have addition second, then I do the subtraction first and the addition second. Okay? They're grouped together. You do them sort of in the same step, but you do them from left to right, like reading a page in a book. All right, so let's look at a couple examples here. So this, I got 3 examples on this page, and I think there's 3 or 4 on the next page. So it should be a short video. So the instructions say simplify each expression. So when they say simplify, they mean to go ahead and solve it. So according to PEMDAS, the first thing we look for are parentheses. Well, I don't see any parentheses in this problem. Okay, so the next thing I want to look for is exponents. Well, yeah, I got some exponents. I'm writing in white again, right? And I got some exponents right there, 3 to the second power. Okay, so I'm going to kind of write this over here. I got 5 plus 18 divided by 3 to the second power. So, and I usually, when I do my problems, I work down. Okay, that just makes the most sense to me. And this is going to go back to, not order of operations, but your criteria for credit, which we talked about at the beginning of the year. But you know, you need to kind of focus on that. So the first thing I want to do, exponents. So remember that 3 to the second power doesn't mean 3 times 2. It means 3 times 3. All right, 3 is the base, 2 is the exponent. So you multiply 3 times 3 and you get 9. Okay, so you have 5 plus 18 divided by 9. Now, the exponents are clear. I didn't have any parentheses, so I'm doing multiplication and division. I don't see any multiplication, but there is division right here. Okay, 18 divided by 9. So I would have 5 plus 18 divided by 9 is 2. So then 5 plus 2 is 7, and that's my final answer. Okay. So fairly easy. Let's move on to the next question. What am I trying to do here? I want to go here. I want to go here. Click on that. Delete it. Click on that. Oops, I got to hit X. Click on that and delete it. Okay. So that. Let's scroll down. We did all that. And we got the answer of 7. Okay. Exactly the same thing. So don't worry about that. Next one. 21 plus 3 to the second power over 3. Okay. So we're going to rewrite that. 21 plus 3 to the second power over 3. Now remember when I talked about that first video on exponents, I said if the fraction is in parentheses, then that power of 2 right here would cover both the top and the bottom. But since there's no parentheses, it's only talking about the top 3. Okay, so you gotta go ahead. First, there's no parentheses, so I got to do what's up here first. So I'm going to say 21 plus 3 to the second power. Once again, that's 3 times 3. Okay, so that's 9 over 3. All right, so the next thing I want to do is any multiplication or division. Well, I don't see any multiplication again, but guess what? That is division. all day long. Okay, it's got a fraction bar, so that's my division symbol. Okay, so I got 21 plus 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now I'm looking for addition and subtraction. All I have is addition, so I say 21 plus 3 is 24, and that's my final answer. Okay. Oops, so I hit X, cancel all this out, do it again, cancel one more time, and that gets rid of that. Okay, let's look and see where we are. Yep. Oh man, Mr. Bell, you are the coolest teacher ever. You got it all right. All right, let's do the last problem. Last problem is 6 times 2, looks like to the third power, it's a little blurry, divided by 3 plus 1. Okay, this may look intimidating, but it's really very simple if you break it down and do it like you're supposed to. Okay, first thing I'm going to look for is parentheses. I don't see any, so I move on. Next thing I'm going to look for is exponents, so I see 2 to the third power. So I'm going to rewrite 6. I'm going to go ahead and solve the 2 to the third power, which is 2 times 2 times 2, not 2 times 3. And you're not going to get the same answer. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Because 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So times 8 divided by 3 plus 1. Okay? So now I'm done with the exponent step. I'm looking for any multiplication and division that we may have. So here I have multiplication first. It's on the left side, so I'm going to solve that first. 6 times 8 is 48 divided by 3 plus 1. Okay? Now I'm still in the division and multiplication step, so I still have some division. I got to do that next. 48 divided by 3 is 16 plus 1, and my final answer is 17. Let's see how Mr. Bell did here. Let's go there, click on that, got rid of that. No, I didn't. Why? There we go. And my answer is, whoa, 17. How about that? Mr. Bell, you're awesome. Let's look at the next slide. Okay, simplify each expression using the order of operations. Okay, so the same thing. We're using the order of operations. We've already done this. So, 4 times, and now here we have some parentheses, 9 divided by 3 to the second power. Okay, so order of operations says the first thing I want to do is anything inside parentheses. Right here, this operation is inside parentheses, so I rewrite it. 4 times, what's 9 divided by 3? 3 to the second power. Okay, that doesn't go away, and I don't do everything inside. I don't put the exponent on the stuff inside. Okay, I solve this first. All right, so now I got 3 to the second power. So now my order of operations tells me I do exponents next. 3 to the second power is 3 times 3. That's 9. 4 times 9 is 36. That's my final answer. Let's see how we did. Let's scroll down. 36. Mr. Bell, you are. Alright, so the next problem is 5 to the third power plus, in parentheses, 12 minus 2, and then outside the parentheses to the second power. So I want to rewrite it. Make sure I'm on my pen. 5 to the third power plus 12 minus 2 to the second power. Okay. Order of operations tells me I do this first. So I have 5 to the third power plus 12 minus 2 is 10 to the second power. Now I have 2 exponents, so I just have to do them both. Okay. 5 to the third power is 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. And then 10 to the second power is 10 times 10, not 10 times 2. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 plus 125 is 225. There we go. Let's check to see how Mr. Bell did. 225. Let's get here. Let's exit out of that. Alright, that looks good. 125 plus 100, 325. Guess what, boys and girls? The textbook is incorrect, because 125 plus 100 is not 325. Okay, so the textbooks are not always correct. I mean, you can add it up yourself. 125, 100, 5 plus 0, 2 plus 0, and 1 plus 1 is 2. I mean, easy, easy, easy. Should not have gotten that where it was. All right, let's look at the next problem. Ooh, that's a big one. This is going to blow y'all's minds. All right, it's not that difficult. You just break it down step by step, and it's super easy. Okay, so I have 8 plus, then I have a fraction bar, 12 minus 8, all right, to the second power over 2. So PEMDAS, you just follow PEMDAS, man. Follow it. First thing I'm going to do is inside the parentheses, 12 minus 8. What's 12 minus 8? That's 4 to the second power over 2. Okay, I think I'm going to run out of room here. Let's see if I can. Let's move all this up. I can't move that. Oh, I don't want to move that. I want to move this. That's attached to that. Great. Okay, so anyway, 4 to the second power is 4 times 4, which is 16 over 2. All right, plus 8. I'm just going to kind of move all this over here. Next thing I want to do is any multiplication and division. So I don't see any multiplication, but I do see some division. 16 divided by 2. All right, 16 divided by 2 is 8. So I just moved the 8 over here, and I simplified that. So I got 8 plus 8. My final answer should be 16. All right, let's see if I'm correct. Final answer should be 16. 16. Okay? Don't stress about this, guys. It's just break it down. Use PEMDAS. Remember what PEMDAS stands for. Parentheses, exponent, multiplication and division from left to right. Okay? Whatever comes first. Addition and subtraction. Whatever comes first, left to right. Remember that. That's all you have to do, and you can solve any of these problems. Okay? Answer the questions.